Hi, I'm Kirby Allison. Thank you for all your comments and questions that you guys have posted on our YouTube channel. After reading them all and answering as many as possible, I've selected 5 that we're going to feature in today's Q&A video. Each of these individuals I've selected will receive a complimentary pair of our Sovereign Grade shoelaces as a token of our appreciation for their participation in our channel. In today's Q&A video, I'm going to be answering your questions about one of my favorite topics and one that is dear to my heart, socks. Remember, if you have any questions or comments while you're watching one of our videos, please ask them in the comments section below. I try to get back to as many of these questions as possible. Our first question today is from Theodore Stefano, and it reads, Kirby, how do you prevent your suit trousers from riding up as you walk when wearing knee-high dress socks? That is a great question. Now, what Theodore is talking about is the tendency of trousers to kind of ride up whenever you're wearing over-the-calf socks. Now, here at the Hanger Project, we exclusively recommend over-the-calf socks whenever you're dressing formally because mid-calf socks have a tendency to slide down throughout the day, thereby revealing your lower calf. Secondly, is having to constantly reach down and pull up your socks throughout the day is actually just very distracting and discomforting. A proper pair of over-the-calf socks are actually more comfortable throughout the day because you don't have to worry about them sliding down. Now that said, one of the problems that some people report with over-the-calf socks is that their suit trousers will ride up because of this the static or the friction between the sock and the trouser. Now this is most often caused by a static that causes your socks and your trousers to stick together. This is easily prevented in 2 ways. The first way to prevent a static from forming is by not drying your socks in a dryer, by actually hanging them to dry after taking them out of the washer. The reason is that whenever you throw socks in the dryer and they're rubbing together, especially if you have some wool or some cashmere socks, the friction produces static electricity, which can really stay with those socks. So by hanging them to dry after you take them out of the washer, you eliminate that as a source of static. The second thing is to purchase 100% natural fiber socks. So if you remove the nylon from the socks, if you don't have a pair of socks that stretch, again, the 100% natural fiber socks, especially if you're hanging them to dry, just aren't prone to the buildup of static like what you get with a sock that has some nylon in it. So those are my 2 recommendations. I haven't had problems with static with my socks for a long time, and that's because all my socks are 100% natural fiber, either cotton, wool, or occasionally cashmere, and I'm never putting my socks in the dryer to dry. I'm always hang drying them. Now, another benefit of hanging your socks to dry is that you'll significantly increase the lifetime of your socks because it'll prevent the nylon that's in the top of the sock from ever breaking down. For more tips and tricks on how to launder your socks, we have an excellent video going through all the nuances of how to properly care and launder your socks. Take a look at that video. And we also have an excellent video on how to darn your socks should you develop any holes in the toe or heels of your socks. With a little bit of time and attention, you can really invest in a pair of high-quality over-the-calf socks and have them last you years. A lot of the socks that I routinely wear are several years old, and that's because I've been properly caring for them. Our second question today is from Bremont, and it reads, will Hanger Project's socks slide down? And Bremont, the quick answer is that no, our socks won't slide down if they're properly sized. There are 3 characteristics that really allow our over-the-calf socks to stay up all day. The first one is that we have 7 sizes with most of our socks, which allows you to properly size your socks. Now that's important for 2 reasons, and it primarily deals with comfort. First, you want to make sure that the actual foot of your sock is neither too tight nor too long. If it's too tight, you could end up prematurely wearing through the toes of your socks, thereby creating a hole. And really more importantly, if it's too loose, you end up with too much bunching across the foot of the sock, which will create discomfort throughout the day because you'll have your shoe again on top of the sock kind of folding, and it can create a really uncomfortable pressure point. Now the second, and probably less talked about, importance of having multiple sizes is it allows you to size the actual leg of the sock to ensure that it's able to go fully over your calf. Now if a pair of socks are too short, then the top of the sock isn't going to be extending all the way over the calf. And if it's halfway up the calf or not all the way over, and that's when you end up with your socks sliding down throughout the day. So in properly sizing your socks, you want to first size your sock to the foot. But if you receive a pair of socks and it's properly sized on the foot, but it's still too short in the leg of the sock, then we would recommend sizing up to the next level because you absolutely want to make sure that given your height, the sock is able to extend all the way over the calf. The second feature of our socks that really allows for them to stay up all day without being uncomfortable is that we have something that is called a gambiglietto, which is this extra 2 inches of ribbing that is at the top of the sock. So here you've got about 1.5 inches of ribbing that has elastic in it that allows this to stretch over the calf. Underneath it is the gambiglietto, which is an extra 2.5 inches of 1x1 ribbing that just allows this to really stretch over your calf as comfortably as possible. Now, it creates a more comfortable sock, but it also creates a sock that is less likely to slide down throughout the day. So Bremont, great question. High quality over-the-calf socks that are sized properly will not slide down throughout the day, and it just produces a much more elegant look and a look that doesn't require you as the wearer to constantly be having to fumble to pull your socks up throughout the day, which is one of my pet peeves. Our third question today is from Graham Pickering, and it reads, what socks would you recommend to combat friction with trousers? Great question, Graham, and I know that especially with over-the-calf socks, it's incredibly annoying whenever you have friction pulling your trouser leg up. And so as I discussed in the first question, there's 2 things I recommend to prevent the unnecessary buildup of static electricity, which creates that friction you're referring to. First, it is critical that you don't put your socks in the dryer. First and foremost, because drying any type of wool or cotton sock is going to reduce the lifetime of that sock. But secondly, as those socks dry and tumble, they're going to create static electricity, which is what creates that friction. So we have an excellent video on how to launder your socks, and we exclusively and strongly recommend that you actually pull your socks out of the washing machine, flatten them out, and then hang them to dry, and it will totally eliminate the buildup of friction out of the dryer. The second thing that we recommend is really to buy and invest in a really high quality 100% natural fiber sock. Now all socks are going to have a little bit of nylon at the top of the sock in order to prevent and allow elasticity, but all of the socks that we sell here at the Hanger Project, and exclusively all of our socks, are 100% natural fiber. So if this is a 100% cotton sock, you can rest assured that there's absolutely no other synthetic materials, no nylon in the sock body itself, because again, that nylon can help create static electricity. But Graham, if you're properly laundering your socks and you invest in high quality over-the-calf dress socks, I can't emphasize how incredibly comfortable a proper pair of over-the-calf socks are. Whenever I first started dressing formally, I just graduated college. I used to think that over-the-calf dress socks were uncomfortable, and for that reason, I exclusively wore mid-calf socks because I thought they were more comfortable and it was all that I knew. That misperception that over-the-calf dress socks were uncomfortable really was a function of the fact that I was buying cheap and improper over-the-calf dress socks that were knit too thick. All of our dress socks here at the Hanger Project are knit to be as thin as possible. It allows them to all but disappear on your leg, creating the most comfortable sock that you could imagine wearing. Our fourth question today is from NY Dapper, and it reads, can you elaborate on why a pair of socks from the department store are not appropriate for dress shoes? Discovering the difference of a really high quality, proper over-the-calf dress socks is really what I classify into life-changing events for me. That and discovering the magic of wet shaving are really 2 of the things that I realized as I got older that I was living in a state of misperception as to what was proper. Now, a proper pair of over-the-calf dress socks are thin and are sized to fit perfectly so that there's no bunching at the foot. Now, the reason it's important that they're thin is because it allows them to all but disappear onto the leg itself and then not to interfere with the comfort of the shoe. Now, the problem with most department store over-the-calf dress socks is that they're knit very thick because it's much cheaper and easier actually to knit a thick pair of dress socks. And so whenever you put those dress socks on, if it's the winter time, maybe they're comfortable, but throughout the rest of the year, it's actually going to be more uncomfortable because that thick fabric or that thick sock leg is just going to really suffocate your legs. It's going to be clammy, and your feet are going to get warm. It doesn't breathe well. There's a myriad of reasons why a thickly knit dress sock is just not comfortable. Now, the second reason that we recommend a proper thin pair of dress socks is because a properly fitting pair of shoes are supposed to be tight. They're supposed to be as close to the foot as possible. So if you have a pair of correctly sized dress shoes and then you put on the wrong socks that are too thick, it can really disrupt and interfere with how comfortable that shoe is. The second reason is, say that you're going to buy a new pair of shoes and you wear a very thick pair of dress socks. Well, you're going to end up buying a larger size shoe than what you need, and that can produce unsightly creasing across the vamp of the shoe because the shoe isn't sized correctly, or the shoe can just not fit well and it can be uncomfortable. So we recommend really investing in a nice thin pair of dress socks, that if you hold to the light, you should almost be able to see through them, and that's going to ensure that those dress socks are comfortable. They're going to disappear on your leg throughout the day, and it's actually going to be more comfortable than any mid-calf or other department store brand of sock could ever be. The other thing I just want to mention about department store socks, and this is even including some of the really high-end luxury retailers like what you might find in New York, is that you don't see a commitment to as broad of a size run that we have here at the Hanger Project. A pair of socks is sized by the length of the foot, right? So this is a size 11 sock, and that would mean that from the toe to the heel, this sock measures 11 inches. Now, if you go to a department store, the problem with most department store socks is that they don't have sizing methodologies anymore by inches. They normally use like a small, medium, large. You might find an extra large if you're lucky. So, at a department store, even a really well-respected department store, you might find 4 sizes. But here at the Hanger Project, we have up to 7 sizes to all of our socks. And that really allows you to just tailor the fit of your socks to the size of your foot so that you don't end up with any bunching and that the leg of the sock rises all the way over the calf to ensure that it doesn't slide down throughout the day. And our last question today is from a Daniel CB23. And it reads, do any of the socks that you offer on your website exclude elastics from the calf portion? The answer is that no. All of our socks do have a small elastic portion at the top of the shaft or the top of the leg. And that is really by necessity. You don't see anyone, even the most high-end Italian luxury sock knitters, producing a sock without any elastic because you need the elasticity in order for this area of the sock to stretch over the calf, but then rebound back to its natural shape. If this was 100% cotton or 100% wool, it would stretch out over the calf the first time you wore the sock, but that shape would never rebound so that the next time you put on the sock, it would just simply slide down the leg. So although all of our socks are 100% natural fiber, this is 100% cotton, we've got 100% wool, 100% cashmere, even 100% silk throughout the majority of the sock body, you always want to make sure that there's a little bit of elastic at the top. Now, most common socks might have just 1.5 inches here at the top, but all of our socks have this, what the Italians call the gambeletto, which is an additional area of elastic that again just allows the sock to stretch more easily over the calf and be more comfortable throughout the day. So a proper pair of over-the-calf dress socks are really just one of those things that once I discovered really blew my mind away. It transformed my life, if you will, because prior to that I'd been wearing mid-calf socks that were always prone to sliding down throughout the day. Now, any proper gentleman is always going to be wearing a pair of over-the-calf socks whenever they're dressing in a suit or a pair of trousers because they never have to worry about them sliding down and revealing their leg. Now, not only does it look better and is more formal and appropriate in business settings, but surprisingly, a pair of over-the-calf dress socks, especially a pair that you're going to buy here from the Hanger Project, are the most comfortable socks that you can wear. Now, first and foremost, that's because you don't have to worry about them sliding down, and so you're never going to be reaching down to adjust your socks throughout the day. But secondly, a pair of over-the-calf dress socks that are properly knit with a fine gauge, with a high needle count, producing a thin sock, are going to melt away and all but disappear on your foot and your leg. And so not only is it more comfortable because you're not having to pull your sock up throughout the day, but it's also more comfortable because it just allows your leg and your foot to breathe, and it's not interfering with the fit of your shoes like a thick cotton dress sock would. So here at the Hanger Project, I'm really committed to socks, and we have a very wide range of socks. But more importantly, all of our socks are knit in Italy from Italy's finest sock maker, Palatino, using 100% natural fiber at either a 240 or 260 needle count, which produces the highest quality thin dress sock. And all of our socks are available in up to 7 sizes to ensure that you can get a perfect fit that doesn't have any bunching at the foot and is able to extend all the way over the calf to prevent that sock from sliding down. Now, we have a great video talking about the different elements of quality of a proper dress sock. Check that video out if you're looking to learn more about what makes a beautiful, high quality pair of over-the-calf dress socks. Once again, I'd like to take a moment to thank everyone for their comments and questions on this YouTube channel. It's your engagement that make these Q&A videos possible. Not only do these Q&As give me the opportunity to answer in greater depth a lot of the questions I'm already answering, but they allow me to take a moment to acknowledge my appreciation for everyone's involvement in this channel. I absolutely enjoy this platform and how it has allowed me to connect more directly with all of you, and I really have fun interacting with you and answering your questions. If you haven't taken an opportunity to ask a question or make a comment, I invite you to do so. Even if you don't have any questions to ask, just chiming in and sharing your opinion or your thoughts about our content just makes it more fun for everyone and helps us make better videos. I read all those questions and comments personally and really do enjoy getting back to as many of them as I possibly can. In today's video, I'm wearing a brown fresco two-piece suit from Chris Despis. As you can see, this is the first fresco suit I had him make. It's got these beautiful patch pockets, but this suit actually has a patch breast pocket too, which is a very Italian, Southern Italian or Neapolitan detail. You can see it's shaped like a boat. The suit has tab trousers, a single reverse pleat, and is uncuffed. Today I'm wearing my signature white dress shirt, but this dress shirt today is from My Tailor or Him or Johnny, and you can tell it has a slightly longer collar point than my Charvet shirts. And what I love about this particular shirt is it's made with a David John Anderson or DJA 330 by 3 cotton shirting, which is some of the finest cotton shirting that has ever been made. The cotton strands 330 is a reference to the staple length. Is the longest staple cotton that is available anywhere in the world, and it's such a fine cotton thread or yarn that it has to be a 3-ply yarn in order to give the shirt enough strength and body to withstand the weaving and then also not to wear out unnecessarily. So it's an incredibly soft cotton dress shirt and is one that's a lot of fun to wear. Today I'm wearing my Rolex Date Just, which was a gift from my grandfather. A yellow 100% cotton Drakes of London tie. The pocket square I'm wearing today was a gift from Gary Tock, author of the Master Shoemaker book, and as you can see, it is a printed silk pocket square with the photograph of one of the shoes used in the book. I'm wearing my favorite brown dress socks. Of course, we offer these on the Hanger Project with my split-toed derby bespoke George Cleverly Russian reindeer shoes. I'm wearing a straw Panama hat from Optimo Hat Company with a brown band. And then my shirt, I'm wearing my horn collar stays that we offer here at the Hanger Project. Now, one of the questions that was recently asked on the video was about my wedding band. This is actually a gold wedding band that my wife designed. Her family are jewelers in Mexico City, so she actually designed this wedding band, and she has a matching one. Of course, it's smaller that matches this band, so a very special band and one that I certainly enjoy wearing. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up and please subscribe to our channel and turn on your notifications by clicking the bell to the right of the subscribe button so that you can learn whenever we release new videos. If you have any questions or comments about anything we discussed on this video, please ask them in the comments section below. And of course, please visit hangerproject.com, where we have the largest, most comprehensive collection of luxury garment care and shoe care accessories in the world, as well as many other incredible products for the well-dressed. And while you are there, subscribe to our newsletter to receive notifications of new product launches, promotions, as well as a weekly digest of all the videos we publish here on our YouTube channel. I'm Kirby Allison, and we love helping the well-dressed take care of their wardrobes. Thanks for joining us.